Well, it would seem that this is not update. Oh, whoa, 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 game, please. No, this is not update 30.7 as was expected. The Prime Vault opening is hotfix 30.6.1, which once again cracks open the vault, releasing Rhino Prime and Nyx Prime. And yes, before anybody mentions it, Nyx is available from Railjack normally. The reason she is here will become clear in a second. Mainly the Scindo Prime and the Haiku Prime, her weaponry. But the Bolto Prime and the Ankyros Prime are also here. You can pick them up from the Prime Vault. You will have to buy these with real money, hence it comes with platinum and other things, accessories. But if you just want the accessories, you can buy those separately. They did separate these a while ago, meaning that, well, Rhino Prime's Sandana, his signature Sandana, is actually on his back. The Noro Prime Sandana. That was gone for so long. Not the first time it has returned though, and the reason for Nyx, in my opinion, apart from the Scindo Prime and the Haiku Prime, I forgot the Scindo is what came with her, it is also the Targus Prime armor set. That has finally returned, because you can see Nyx wearing it here. And also here, and also over here. That is why I think Nyx has returned. Well, Nyx Prime has returned. As well as a few other things. They've added Sevagoth's alternate helmet into Nightwave. Kind of should have been there to begin with. Thought it was. I thought they said that it was. But they've added a cinematic for when you go to do the Kuvalich or the Sister Showdown part, as originally shown in the Kuvalich fight debut. Really interested in that, but don't have one close to being taken down yet, and, well, a ton of fix, mainly effects for tenet based weaponry. I don't see anything that is majorly going to ruin anything. They fixed the loss of functionality when using transference while mounting a K drive. Yeah, that one I came across a few times with the, what was it called, Wave Rider quest. Kind of thought that would have been fixed sooner. But with that also being around, a lot of K drive fixes as well. Since this is not the first time Nyx Prime and Rhino Prime have returned, the relics that they are dropping from is going to be kind of complicated, because you can see there is still some Nyx relics that are in the vault. There is also some that have been unvaulted. The place to get these from is, well, the best way I could put it is the void, because these usually drop from the void, and I'm assuming most of these are the newer relics. Oh look, Rhino and Nyx emerged from the vault. Did you know they've been there? It is the void. This is one of the relics. You can see the ankyros, Nyx Prime, Scindo Prime, Rhino Prime, Haiku Prime, Bolto Prime. The new relics drop from void missions, as well as getting them from bounties on the Cambion Drift, in Cetus and in Orb Vallis. If you're looking for a relic in particular, the best way to do it is to just, well, you don't have to search for the word Prime, just come here and search for Rhino, because, well, his are probably better to have used than Nyx, considering a lot of Nyxes are actually crossed over between the Prime Vault and the fact she drops from Railjack missions, which is kind of weird. But the new Void Relics, well, I say Void Relics because you can drop them from the Void or from bounties. The new returning relics can also be obtained from relic packs, which means either doing bounties in Cetus, over on Deimos, or on Venus for the Orb Vallis, but most of them drop here because it is the Void Vault after all. But you can get them from relic packs from syndicates, and you can get quite a few of these at once. Or you can get them from the marketplace. The reason I'm mentioning the marketplace is, in theory, if you get one decent part for this and sell it for more than 50 platinum, you can use that to buy more relics from here, meaning you can get relics from here as well, because that's one of the big things about the Prime Vault cracking open. It's the return of all of these relics. As long as the vault is open, these relics will remain obtainable. Even if you are not intending, or even if you have Rhino Prime and Nyx Prime, you can always farm the relics, because you can either trade the relics or crack them open and trade the prime parts. Because Rhino Prime is a very useful frame, especially one of the best starting prime frames, because of things like, well, iron skin. It's just kind of super overkill, though I don't know why. Oh, well, I do now. I've just looked down at the stats and the efficiency is 55%. Yeah. As I've said before, my Rhino is broken. I would ignore those stats. The Bolto Prime, on the other hand, yeah. This is missing a mod because I actually sold my Riven for this. Well, I gave it to somebody who did me a huge favour and I wasn't using it. This thing has always been so good at just tearing up the Grineer. It was one of the best weapons for so long. The ankyros, however, yeah, possibly the worst of all of the new stuff that has been released. Oh, released from the Void Vault, because they are good, but, well, Nyx is probably a much better frame, especially wearing that armor. That armor has been my favorite armor for a long time. Since it came out, it lived on my Nova that was basically used constantly. The Haiku Prime is a good secondary. That is the base stats. I took the mods off that thing. And the Scindo, this has no mods in it because this is technically a spare one. And that is why the ankyros, it's a good weapon. But the Scindo Prime is better in every single way. And always kind of has been. But attack speed on that will make it so much better. That being said, I still prefer my Helio Core than this thing anyway, just simply because it scans enemies. When they add new stuff, I tend to use that and Helios because it gets things scanned quicker. But this thing is, I'm not going to say the best battle axe in the game, but it was for so long. It's nice to see when this thing actually returns, because it's just one of those classic weapons in the game, kind of like Nyx, that just lasts so long. And don't even bother asking me about the build for her, because, yeah, this to me doesn't quite make sense, because should have it set more for duration and efficiency than range. So I'm guessing I have her set up for Chaos, because Chaos is... And for the record, you've got 3 setups, so I'm assuming one of those is set up for Absorb, because I used Absorb on her so much, it's not even funny. For Nyx, I always used Chaos and Absorb. Mind Control works on a single enemy, and does the same thing Chaos does, and it gets them to fight anybody else there, but Chaos will get crowds of everybody to fight each other, which makes her great for crowd control. And Absorb, as long as you don't have everybody under Chaos, is even better, because any damage that's done to the shield, it kind of, how does it put it? Collects energy into an explosive radial discharge. So once you release it, wait for it, it's going to do it, there it goes, everything goes away. Not to forget, yes, Iron Skin is great, Rhino Charge works really well, Raw is great for Rhino Prime buffing allies. It is one of his more useful abilities, and Rhino Stomp is, well, Hildren kind of ripped him off with her ability, because she can make enemies levitate. Rhino did it first, but I'm guessing he didn't do it better, because you always see Hildrens flying around making enemies levitate. You don't see Rhino using Stomp that much. He tends to use Raw. More than anything else. They are both good frames, they have brought good weapons. The only downside is that ankyros, but you don't have to farm for that. It's the Nyx Prime parts, the Rhino Prime parts, the Bolto Prime parts, and the Scindo Prime parts that are going to be what will be worth the most platinum once the Void closes, because those relics will no longer be obtainable, meaning those prime parts will go up in value just as they do before, which, as mentioned, is a shame, because Zephyr and Chroma, well, they are now gone, meaning the relics for those will no longer drop in the game. If you have them, you can still open them if you have the parts, you can still trade them, you can still build them, you just can't get new relics. Same will happen when this ends. But for now, we'll leave this off here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.